Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday to all of you. It's Marcy Denning here. I am Stampin' with Marcy, and I am just bringing you up on my iPad so that I can see all the comments as they come in. Please say hello when you join me. Let me know where you're coming from. If you're watching live, there's going to be that live red button up in the top corner. If you're watching the replay, welcome. I'm so happy that you found me. Please, if you enjoy my videos, give me a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button below if you haven't yet, as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from me. I do go back and read all of my comments and respond. So if you've got a question or anything like that and you've watched the replay, just know that I will respond to you. Maybe not right away, but I will get back to you. Alrighty, so before we get started, a quick reminder about my in-person retired Stampin' Up! Products sale. That will be coming up very quickly, actually. Today is Wednesday, March the 23rd. We have just over a week left of March. Oh my goodness. And then it's going to be April. So this is going to be held at my church here, right here in Strathroy, Ontario. There will be signs for where to point you in the direction. It's in the hall downstairs. It's going to be cash or e-transfer only. I'm asking everybody to bring their own bags. There's going to be hundreds of retired Stampin' Up! Products for you to choose from. I am desperate to find new loving homes for my retired products. All right, next up, I have 2 kits left for my friendly Hello Class to Go. This is $40 for porch pickup. $55 includes mailing, priority mailing to you. You're going to make 6 projects to each of the 3 different designs. And with the kits, if you don't have the friendly hello, I have 2 left. So let me just grab, I don't know where my paper is. I have tucked it away. So the friendly hello includes the stamp set as well as the package of designer series paper. So again, I only have 2 of the kits left. You can purchase this class if you've already got this, the bundle. It was in the celebration brochure. This was a $120 redeemable product from the celebration brochure. You're paying for the waves, the rhinestone waves gems, the dimensionals, ribbon, and the liquid glue. So again, I only have 2 kits left of the bundle, but you can take part in this class without the bundle. The bundle is a gift from me. So just reach out. All right. Cactus Cuties. I recently had my Cactus Cuties class, and this is the card that I had given to all of my class participants. I always give a thank you card. So this is the fun card that I created. Now I must say this is not my original design. I had seen a Australian demonstrator, Elisa Tilsner, had created with these colors here a card, and I thought it was just gorgeous, and I've changed it up slightly to make it my own. And I actually had these exact size strips left over, cut from my Saturday soiree that I had in February. So it was perfect the way that it all just came together. Hello, Anne. Okay, I'm going to just move things around here just slightly so that I can see comments All right, if I do that, hopefully that hasn't caused too much of a problem with the lighting, but just so that I can see my comments here. There we go. I think that looks nice and bright. All right, let's zoom you in a bit. So we're going to do a little bit of watercoloring, a watercolor wash, and we're going to be using a sponge dauber. Our colors for today are Balmy Blue, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, and Poppy Parade. I forgot, it's brand new Mango Melody, so I forgot to put my sticker on. And yes, we're going to be fussy cutting. But first off, let's get to watercoloring our piece of shimmery white cardstock. And I've got my water painters right here, and I'm using the largest one. It's quite big and wide. And what I'm going to do to watercolor, you can use the lid. I don't like to do that because I might forget to go and clean up that water that's in the lid. So this way, by using a clean, clear block, I am not going to be contaminating my ink pad. All right, so I'm just going to, in my little bucket here, I'm just going to get my water going. I'm giving it a squeeze so that the water is going to come out that brush tip. And for successful watercolor wash, you always want to have your cardstock damp. So all I've done is take my wet brush and put a layer of water on there. Now I'm going to squeeze. Here we go. Some water onto the block. And then I'm just going to, you can add as much or as little as you want. And we're just going to let that dry. So get that out of the way. Squeeze. You just have to squeeze that barrel to get that water to flow through, to get the ink out of your water painter. All right, we're going to set this aside to dry. Next up, let's bring in all our bits. So I have already stamped and fussy cut out my tiny little flower because I need to have, for something this small, I need to have it really close to my eyes, and then I would not be in camera view. So it's easier for me to do that part there. So we've got our one cactus, cacti, I don't know the correct terminology. So there's Granny Apple Green for that one. And that one there. Close that up. Get that out of the way. Move my blocks out of the way so I don't put my hands in them. All right. Now, the fun inky part. We've got our Mango Melody and our Poppy Parade. Hello, Cheryl and Amy. Thanks for joining. So we've got our two different pots. And what we're going to do, I'm going to take and flip. Now the lighting, I do apologize. Today is a very, very cloudy, drizzly, rainy day. Oh my gosh, it was just pouring a little earlier, so the lighting is just so. All right, so I'm going to ink up in my Mango Melody. Then I'm going to bring in my sponge dauber, and I'm going to ink it up with the Poppy Parade. And I'm just going to stamp off over here just to make sure I'm good and inked. All right, and I'm going to have it coming on, I want it on the left side. So therefore, when I'm inking it up, I need to be inking up the right side. So I'm just dabbing along and I'm curling it around the side and bottom of that pot. And you can do as much or as little. There we have that. Now, because we've got the mango in there, I'm going to clean that off. Now, if you were doing multiples of this, you would want to clean that stamp after every single time. So we're doing the exact same thing with the smaller pot. Inking that back up, getting lots of that lovely ink on there, and then just daubing along the bottom. And you want to make sure you're going up and down so that you don't have like a smear, because it will have that smear look. Let me clean this. Dry it. I want to show you what I'm talking about. So if we were to ink that up, let's get rid of that mango off of there. Now, if you were to smear it, if instead of daubing, if you were to just drag it, if we turn this here like this, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The look you want to avoid. Do you see that? We don't want that look on our image. So that is by dragging it. It's like a smear smudge. So try to always just like tap, 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 dab, dab, dab type of thing, so that you're not getting that look. Now the watercolor paper, the shimmery white is what I'm using. You saw how it was curled at first. If you leave it to dry, you can see that it is flattening out nicely. You can also take your heat tool to it and quicken up that drying process. All right, all of the measurements will be found over on my blog a little later on, about 10-ish, not even minutes after I am done here. I'd say about 10 minutes. Give me a few more minutes to get organized. All right, so my base is thick basic white, and it is scored at 5.5. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. And then my layer here, bring in my other silicone. I have lots of these silicone craft sheets because they are so handy. Hello, Marilyn. How are you on this rainy day? I imagine, if I remember correctly, rainy days were a little hard to keep the littles occupied. Puzzles and games and arts and crafts. Maybe a movie. When my kids were little, it was the VCR when they were really little. And then it was the DVDs. All right, so here's my 2 strips. This is the Flowering Fields? Yes, Flowering Fields Designer Series paper. So I couldn't believe my luck that these were just the perfect size cuts that I could use for this card, for this different layout that I'm doing. Remember, I always tell you to save your offcuts because you just don't know. This pattern here was a Z fold. This one here, the mango, and this pattern here, the Poppy Parade and Petal Pink, that was for a treat box that we did. Okay, so I'm going to turn that to make sure that I'm straight. All right, now we can take and apply that. So have you been catching my images that I've been sharing of the upcoming in colors? Remember, Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Cinnamon Cider are all going away. So the retirement list goes live at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, which here in Ontario, that is 3 o'clock. So I will be having to get a email out for that. And the in color, retiring in colors, they always go very quickly. So if you don't have that ink refill, cardstock, I'd be getting in that order really super duper duper quick, because you don't want to have your ink pad go dry if it's one of your favorite colors to craft with. The ink refill is going to help prolong that. You can stamp for years with a ink pad if you've got the ink refill. All right, there we go. So there's our inside. Now we have to do some fussy cutting, but that is okay. It does not take that long. Let's get rid of that yucky piece that I showed you what not to do. I'm just going to cut these all out. All right, we'll start with this one. Now I find it easier to cut down a bit your image, the white space around it. So I'm just going to come in and leave a bit of a halo around it. I'm moving my paper, not taking my scissors off of. So that's going to give you less of a jagged cut line. And I'm just following that image around. And a nice pair of short bladed scissors is the way to go, because if they've got too long of a blade, it's going to get in your way. It's not going to be quite as easy to cut those images out. While there is a punch that goes with this, it does not punch out these two cacti, or these two pots. It's for a different pot and the other cactus. So, and it does cut out the flower, but it makes the flower a whole lot smaller. So that's why I cut my flower out by hand, because I wanted my flower to be bigger than what that punch will create. So there's the one. And just getting rid of some of this. So far, so good for Maryland. A rainy week, so you're sure by the weekend? Oh, yes. The weekend will be most definitely, everybody will be stir crazy, kids and adults. Even Maisie, she's like, yeah, no, Mom, I do not want to go outside. So I had to carry her down the stairs because she is a little princess. Before I came downstairs here, outside, I had to carry her because it was just pouring at that point. And I don't want her going potty in the house while I am down here. So I was like, no, no, we need to go outside. Now I've got a bit more of a halo around this one than generally I would like, because I am chatting. So you can go down as far as you want. And you're just going to rotate that cardstock around and then just keep on going. All right. Now our pots, and they are super duper quick because they are basically straight lines. Not too awful difficult, no crooks and crannies in there. I almost said nannies. That's what my mother was called, nanny. All right, and last one, and our piece of watercolored washed cardstock should be dry by the time I am done this. Now to watercolor, you cannot cut watercolor on regular cardstock. It will not take it. It will pill up. You need to use either shimmery white or the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. Now the Fluid 100 is a thicker cardstock, and it's more like a vanilla color almost. And I just want to round there. All right, so there's our pieces all cut, and here is our watercolor piece. Now it's still a little damp, so what you can do is lightly, our heat tool has two settings. The first setting is low for drying ink. The second setting, that is for heat embossing. So you would just lightly, just to help dry that a little bit more. And you can see when you use your heat gun, it curls it more. So you just have to flip it over and go the other side. And that's going to help that a little bit more. And now I just need to manipulate that. It all depends on how much water you have used. All right, so we are going to bring our dimensionals in, and this pot here is going to be the first one that we put, and I'm gonna put two together like that, and I'm leaving it down a little bit there because I want to attach my other little bit. I want it, this one here, I want it to slip down underneath, and I'm keeping these fairly low. So let's just take all of those off. Now I can just take a very fine, you can see I've got a very fine amount of glue there, and I'm going to place that there so that I can kind of guesstimate. So I'm thinking about there. Now I can pull that out of the way. And now because I've got glue underneath that little lip, as soon as I stick this under, it is going to grab it. So that way that part there is adhered. You can also do it before. You can just add a little glue. There's no right way or wrong way in my opinion. And then just stick that on there. Then flip it over and add your dimensionals. And because this top part here is going to, of the cactus is going to be off of the all right, let's just take a look here. It's going to be off, so we want to make sure that we're not putting any dimensionals too high or they're going to be right off. All right, so I have to take a look and see where. All right, so I know I can place a dimensional right in, I can tuck it right here. I'm actually going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. It's going to help. And then let's grab another one and put it here and down here. Come on. Okay. Get that nice and straight. And there we go. Take a peek, and that's good. And I can see I can add a teeny tiny one, so let's get that baby dimensional and let's just take and slip it right under. There we go. All right, so next we are going to add our larger dimensionals to the back. So I'm going to go one in the center, and that's going to help flatten that out a bit. So I'm going around. I've got 5 there. Okay. So then we are going to attach that about. Before I press, I want to lift up to make sure that I'm fairly straight for my pots. All right, so now for this little guy, we are going to put a dab of glue right there and place. There we go. And then we need to finish it off with a cute little bow. All right. Now, if that's too small, take your pick tool, reach in and grab that loop, because when you're trying to do a smaller bow, sometimes you need a little help grabbing that loop. Okay, there's my cute little bow. And let's see. Yep. So next we're going to grab a little glue dot. And I'm actually going to roll it up so that it's kind of in half, and I'm going to place it right in the center of that pot. And there we have it. Is that not so cute? One final element is 2 of these classic matte dots, just to add that little bit more. So 1 and come on, 2. All right, and there we have today's card. What do you guys think? Was that not quick and easy? I've got a dimensional backing there. Easy peasy. All right, so I'm just gonna scooch some of this garbage off my desktop here and take a look for comments and questions. Oh, hello, Karen. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Yeah, it's very southwest kind of Arizona-ish type of feel, I think. Warm and sunny looking, and yeah. So if you have any questions at all, please reach out. Again, I will be sending out an email a little later today about the with the retiring list. Be watching for my registration for my In Color Club. I offer an In Color Club every single year. It's a great way to collect those In Color products over a 5-month time frame. You're in Texas and you know about cactus. Well, I'm not in Texas, so I'm in southwestern Ontario. And we have to keep our cactuses inside. They would freeze, excuse me, they would freeze to death if they were outside here. Because it's not always so nice in the snow. So yes. Alrighty. That is all for me today. Please, if you enjoy my crafting, share my video. Sharing is caring, and it's how I reach new crafty friends, new team members, customers, and help grow my channel. So thank you everyone so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of the week. If you are shopping in my online store, please use this month's host code. If your order is under $200, if it's over $200, don't use the code, as you will get your own Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. So that is all for me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.